Okay, so today, I know it seems weird. We've seen this chart many times now. The goal today is to kind of review everything we've discussed and kind of do a day where we just kind of play some games. And we try to review the little things about decimals before we get into the major new notes. And we have a couple things I do need to talk about. So for right now, you just need your notes out. You won't need your Chromebook for right now. So you can put those down below you. So Sam, if you want to put that Chromebook down below you, you won't need it for right now. All right, but here's the part we're in. I know this is going to seem a little weird. I want to do a quick recap of section 4.1 all the way to 4.4. And so we're just going to be reviewing the decimals, right? So the things we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about place value, like these, okay? So this will be one of our first types of problems we're going to talk about. We'll do a couple examples on the Chromebooks eventually with place value. And so after we're done with a few examples, we'll go directly into the Chromebook. Then we'll come out, we'll do a couple more notes where after we do those examples, again, the examples from place value will be on the Chromebook itself. Examples will be using the Chromebook. It'll be kind of more hands-on. I think you'll like it. Then, the second part we're going to do is we're going to jump in and we're going to look at looking at order. So can you place certain numbers in a specific order? It's actually based on comparison. Can you compare decimals? And so once we get into this compare idea, we're going to be also doing some examples. And guess what we're going to be using to do those examples again? Your Chromebook. Okay, so we'll do that, and that'll be the second game we're going to play. Okay, we're going to see how you do. And then the last ones we're going to have is we're going to look at doing add and subtract. We're going to add and subtract today, which we haven't talked about subtraction yet. So we have some new stuff we are going to cover. And once we get through that, if we have a little bit of time at the very end today, we will do some examples on your Chromebook. So it's kind of going back and forth with the technology, kind of writing a few notes, pull out your Chromebook, we'll try a couple examples out. I think it's kind of fun. I think you guys like it. You guys seem to like the website the last couple times we've used it. So pretty easy today. And then again, I'll get some videotape of you guys actually working on it today. But this is the chart that we'll need for the first one. So I think I'll even leave it up here so you have it, so you can always look. But here's the idea. If they gave you a number, let's say like 643.5907. Let's say that's my number, right? What number, what digit is the 9 sitting in? What spot?
The 9?
Yeah.
Hundreds.
Hundreds, okay? What your Chromebook and what the examples we're going to do today, they're going to give you a number like this. So in fact, let me get rid of the actual like overhead. So I know this seems a little weird. I'm going to get rid of the overhead. What they're going to do is, there we go. They're going to give you the number like that on your screen, and they're going to ask you what number is in the hundredths position.
Oh, that's going to be easy for me now.
Yep. So they want to know what number, and they just give you a box, and all you have to do is type in 9. That number's in the hundredth spot. You enter, boom. It says, yes, you're right. That was in the hundredth spot, and move on. Does that make sense? But again, the chart is there to help you. So this chart is meant to help you to figure out what spot goes where. So again, they're going to give you the number and ask you what spot a certain, what number is sitting in a certain spot. So maybe it's the ones position. Now, again, here's my quick reminder why I'm giving you this chart. If it's in the thousands up here, they're going to have a comma, and then you have to look at what spot. So if it's in this column, this is the 1000s position. This is the 10,000s, 100,000s, and then millions is the next one. I try to color code. Anything back here is exactly what you see. So it goes tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, and then you keep going. Does that make sense now? Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me give you the website. I think I've already shared it with you via email. So you should be able to pull up your Gmail, and we're going to open up the website. In fact, I'm going to pull it up here on the web, on the actual Chromebook. I'm going to pull it up here on the projector so you can actually see this. So let me get rid of the picture that we have here. All right, let me open up what we have here.
Lord, I don't see the link in the email.
Oh, I didn't have the link? I thought I did.
It's not what it's showing me.
Oh.
Maybe you're wrong.
Did I?
Nope. Decimal point games. That's what it's called.
Oh, it didn't show up. Oh, well, here, let me copy it. Oh, maybe, I wonder how that worked. I thought I had it. It just says link in that email, didn't it?
Decimal point games. Here's the link.
That's weird. It didn't actually send it. Did it go through again?
I just got another
Yeah.
Yeah. There.
Weird. It just says here's a link, and I just put link, and it didn't actually have the link in there. Weird. Okay, anyways, click on that. All right, so this is the website you're going to be looking at. In fact, let me make this full screen so you can see this. All right, so here's the web page that should be open in front of you. Okay? What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to, so if you're at the very top, you're going to scroll down until you get to this one, which is 515, and it says identifying place values. Identifying place values in decimals. So it's number 515 down the list. You're going to click it, and it'll start giving you numbers like this, and it'll ask you which number is in the tens position. Okay, so on this one, if this is your first one, the number that's in the tens position, that would be the number 2 for me. Because tens, there's not a THS, so it's definitely above the decimal. So that would be the 2. So I'd put the 2 in there and hit enter, and it says great job. Does that make sense what you're doing?
Oh, that shouldn't be that hard.
No, you're just giving me the one number that's in that spot. Now, to make this even easier on you, I
have to wait for mine to load though.
Yeah, it's going to take a little while. All right, so once it's loaded, I'm going to leave your chart up here. Oh, you can kind of look up here what you need. So I'll give you a little bit of time. We'll get you kind of settled in the swing of things here. And I want you to try out a couple. I think the first one has 17 problems. We're going to try those out.
That one was easy. So is this one. Right? Yep.
Nice. Okay, perfect. We'll get started on the next part. I figured you guys would kill this one. This one's pretty easy.
I just have to figure out.
It's a nice day to review, play some games.
Yeah. Especially with that snow getting out of here.
Oh, man, 60 degrees day, can you believe that?
I can. Because I gotta walk.
I'm happy about it.
Road
You
after
know,
school.
you guys are everybody gets always going hot weather.
Need stuff.
No, we don't.
Boom.
Excellent. Okay, so next one here. So our next thing, I want to talk about order. Okay, so let me get rid of this right now. Perfect. Okay, so now the next type. So you can just have your notes out. Now what they're going to do is they're going to ask for which number is the biggest. You're going to compare decimals now. So I'm going to give you a list of decimals here that look somewhat the same.
That.
Yep.
Friday, everybody loves Friday. First thing was warm up like this.
Okay. So I have 5 numbers written across the board. 5 individual decimals. I want to know which number is the biggest number out of all 5 of them. Which number is the largest
The
number?
one with the 4.
4. $4.33. Okay? Boom. That is the largest. Eric, what is the... So let me get rid of that one. So that was the largest. Boom. Got rid of that one. What's the next one that's the largest?
The 343.
343. Okay, good. Now, how do you know that? You are right.
Because it keeps going down and away.
Because 34 is still in range with the 4 point.
Yeah. It's the 34 cents is smaller than the $4, but it's bigger than the others because what do all the other ones have? 33s on them. Okay, what's the next big number? So we're done with that at 34 now. So Sam, we're back to you again. What's the next biggest number? So you're only done with
0.3302.
3302. That's the next big number. Okay? Because remember, it doesn't matter the length of the number, it just matters the value. Okay? And so we're done with that one. And now, Eric, what is the next number?
33 0.
33 or 3300?
33 0. No, just 1 0.
10. Same? Any ideas? Because Eric's saying 33-0.
That's because I'm agreeing with him.
You agree?
What's wrong?
I'm not saying you're wrong. These are the same number.
Oh,
Trick you a little bit. Why are they the same number?
because
Well, there's just
The
one
next one-
0 added.
Yeah, just extra 0. You can add zeros in the back all you want. In fact, I can keep going down here and adding zeros, and it makes no difference. They're all the
It
same.
still means the same.
Still the same number. Yep, 33 cents. It was kind of a trick question. All right. What they're going to have you do is you're going to have you compare it. Basically, what they're going to do is they're going to have you pick which number is the biggest or smallest. Now, the one thing I do need to warn you of, this symbol, the little gator symbol, it's called an inequality symbol. Okay? Wherever it's at, the bigger number has to be on the side where the mouth's open. Okay?
Oh, I
The
know that.
smaller number has to be over here. Okay? So does that make sense?
Yeah.
This would be the big number, and the smaller number would be on the side where the mouth is closed.
Yeah.
It's like ramp is big over here, smaller. That's how I want, and they could have this symbol switch, so then the bigger one would be on the other side. All right, so now go back to that first website that I gave you. Go back to the link, open it up. In fact, I'm going to put it up on the board here just so you can see this. And we're going to go down. We're going to find another one. I'll tell you what number I want you to click on. We're going to be doing the compare decimals one.
I'm still up there though.
Okay, we're going to compare decimals. So
Decimal numbers up to the 4th place.
yeah, I think that's the one. Is that like 520 or something like that?
527.
27, okay. I knew it was in that 20s range. Okay, so you're going to be comparing decimals up to 4. So it is 527 like you said. You're going to click that one, and how this one works, you have to figure out what symbol to put in between. Okay? So if they're equal, you can put the equal sign. If the bigger number goes here, you're trying to figure out which one's bigger. So in this case, which one's the bigger number of these two?
59.
59? So that means the mouth would have to be on this side, correct?
Yeah.
So this is the one you want to pick. The mouth wants to be on the side with the 59. Boom. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then the next one you have to click. All right, go ahead. Now Eric, before you start clicking away, I'll get the camera on you.
Okay.
There.
Fire away.
I hate when they switch up the places.
Yeah,
like where
yeah,
these
they're
things
doing
are.
that on purpose so you can't just get lucky. Yeah.
So we're trying to figure the biggest ones, right?
Biggest one, yeah.
Or you can stop it now.
Oh, jeez, you're quick.
Jeez, dude.
Holy moly. Okay, so yeah, so now we're going to talk about adding decimals here. So let me get rid of the marker board here. Get rid of that. Boom. Okay, so now we're going to be adding decimals. So it'll be something like this. So maybe they give you your two numbers. Maybe they're telling you,
Do it in column method, it's easier.
yeah, 7.9 plus 0.321. So they're going to be giving you something like that, and they want you to add these two numbers up. Okay? 2 to 3 decimal places, somewhere in that range. I'm not going to pick some that are beyond that. Maybe 4, but how do you add? You said column method, but how do you do column method?
You have to always line up the decimals.
Exactly. You line up the decimals. I don't care what number you put on the top. It doesn't matter. As long as you line up the decimal, and then you fill in the numbers behind it with zeros, so that they're the same length. And then you're just going to add straight down.
1,
So-
2,
1, 2,
12.
12. So 2, carry the 1 over.
Oh,
Yep, because it's a
Now
12,
it's
right?
8.
So, and then now it's 8, and then the decimal comes straight down. Yeah. So if it turned out to be 2 different number, like 12, you carry the next number over to the next column. Yeah. All right, and that's your number, and that's what the book, or that's what the computer program will expect us to type in.
is it going to do it in that?
Yeah, it'll be exactly like that. Where they're going to give you the two numbers up top, So on paper, if you want a marker or something, I can give you one of the marker boards. You're gonna add it and then you just write it down. Yep. It'll be super simple numbers. I'm not gonna give you something too difficult. Okay, but it's gonna be adding or subtracting. I think for the first part, it'll be adding, I believe. Okay, so let me find that first grouping. I think it says adding. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's gotta be adding first, that's for sure.
Yeah. So we haven't done subtraction yet. Let's find the ones that says adding. Okay, we will have to talk about subtraction as well because they just mix them together. They don't separate them. Okay, so let's start with subtraction. Okay, all right.
Which one was it?
So we haven't picked it, so we have to go through subtraction too.
Oh,
They mix them together. Yeah. So I thought they separated, but they did mix them. All right. So on this particular case, okay, we add, so we line up the decimals, right? We're gonna do the same thing, but now we're gonna subtract. So now 8.4, and we're gonna subtract 2.54. Okay, let's do this. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you subtract, this number has to go on top. The front number has to go on top. So it's 8.4. Actually, what I'll say, the bigger number goes on top. So.
I can't remember, do they have to line up with the decimals?
Yep. So when you subtract, you still have to line up decimals. So it's like adding. So I'll fill in zeros and all that good stuff. Now, for you to subtract straight down the top number, which is technically the bigger number, right?
Borrow.
You have to borrow. So we're going to borrow from, and I always start right to left. So we're starting on the right side, and we are going to work our way to the left side. So I will have to borrow. So I'm just going to go borrowing one step at a time. I'm not going to try to borrow from too many.
Actually,
So,
you wanna know something funny?
Hmm.
I normally do them left, cause it's,
left side to right.
yeah,
Oh, weird. I've never tried that before.
it
Okay.
actually works.
All right. I'm going to go right to left. So we're going to borrow from the 4, making that a 3. And now what does the 0 become?
That becomes a 10
A
then.
10, and now you're going to subtract. 10 minus 4.
6.
6. Okay. Next column, 3 minus 5. We can't do that. So we're going to have to borrow. And now this becomes a 13.
See, that's why I always start from the left to go right.
And then you
'cause
borrow, yeah. So that makes sense. So
Are we
13.
doing 50?
13 minus 5. That's 8. And the last one here, so if we're gonna take off the next one here, 7 minus 2 is 5. So you will have to borrow. I would strongly recommend on this one in particular that we're definitely writing stuff on paper before you type it in, because I can easily see like borrowing wrong and double check, because again, we don't have calculators and whatnot, so I want to see if we can do it by hand. Now this one, I'm not worried about getting the perfect score. Like the other ones, I kind of expected it just because you guys are so good at it. This one, don't be like discouraged if like, oh man, I got that wrong, I don't know how. What we'll try to do is we'll try to figure out the problem. So I would actually really recommend that you write down each problem down on paper as you do them. That way, when you get one wrong, you can mark it, and we're gonna talk about that one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so.
I already know which one it is. It's 548.
548, okay. Let me stop the camera here. Actually, let's get 548 up here just so we can see the level of question. Yeah, that would be probably a wise decision. So 548,
Ooh.
2 decimal places. I want to go more than that. Where's the?
Wait, for adding, it's always the first number that goes on top, right?
Yeah, so adding it just doesn't matter. I just put them top, front number top.
Yeah.
Subtracting, I always have to put the bigger number. Let's see. I don't actually mind which one you pick. You can pick 548 or you can pick 549.
Ooh.
So if you want to pick either one, it doesn't matter. One of them has more
I'm
questions.
doing 548.
Okay, so
I'd be down.
doesn't really matter. I'll get the camera on one of you. It doesn't really matter which one now. We can clean flip it or whatnot. But again, I want you to try to write it down on paper and then mark the ones you maybe get wrong. Okay?
Me and Eric both got one.
Excellent.
Ooh. Is this year gonna be a leap year, do you know?
What was that?
Is this year gonna be a leap year?
Leap years are always on the years we vote for presidents.
Okay.
So I would say no.
Not this year, but next.
Let's see here.
100 years is a century.
So I think it's 17, I believe, here, if I'm not mistaken. No. I thought it was negative. Oh, it wasn't. Oh wait, that's right, because the rule is you have to divide by 4. So not 17, it'd be 2020. Oh, but yeah, that'd be the year we voted though. The 16 year, so it'd be this 2016, 2020. That'd be the leap year. So it's the year we vote for president, not what year he takes office.
Okay. The next leap day is February 29th, 2020.
Yep, it'll be year 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the rule is it's always the year we vote for president. That's how I always remember.
4 years, so it will follow 2016, 2020,
Yeah,
2024, and so on.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
And the years we vote for president is also the year they do the Summer Olympics. So it's on the same year. That's how I always remember it. That's why this year is the Winter Olympics. It's every other year. Every other 2 years.
yes.
I take it. What? Boy? How's that wrong?
Oh, you don't have to use this piece of paper.
Huh?
Go up to scratch pad.
Ah, that would have been nice to know.
I didn't know that was scratch pad.
I just did. Come on.
Yeah.
Close scratch pad.
Weird.
I see what I did there. I'm done.
Jaden wants a haircut because his hair is 7.1 inches.
Well, it can talk to you too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, remember, mark the ones that we get wrong or we don't get right, and we're going to talk about them because these are perfect times we can discuss.
Well, I got one wrong because I wasn't looking correctly.
That does that.
Out of hair. How
That
long?
does that.
6, 5, 4, 3. Ah. Oh, I know what I did wrong.
I counted that right. How was that wrong? Whatever. I don't like this one anymore.
Hey, Sam. I know what we can do.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, you.
That is way helpful.
What? Scratch right on?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like what we had to watch his video thingy yesterday.
Yep. Ward,
Yes?
they created the site too messy. I can't see anything.
Oh, no. No, no.
Do that. You got this now.
Alright, so give me the one that you're on right now there, Sam. So 3, say it again.
It's like 3 plus nothing, and
Yep,
then
blank.
equals 7.9.
7.9. Okay, so we have to add something to the number 3. Now, was there any decimal in that? Okay.
No.
Okay, so 3 plus something. So really, here's the trick. If you want to figure out what you can add, you can either like guess numbers or subtract this to the other side. So if you take it to the other side, you'll subtract it. So you're going to take 7.9 and you're going to subtract 3.0. Because when you take the 3 over, the decimal's behind it. And that will give you the number in the blank. Does that make sense?
That would just be 9.
3
Okay.
point. Yeah, what if it's 3.8 equals 7.7?
And then it would be 4.
3.8 right here. So
Yeah.
you'll subtract the 3.8 over.
Oh.
And so what was your front one?
4.
Boom, done. That's your answer.
I did it again, but this time that 3 wouldn't be there, but it's blank minus
Okay.
1.6 equals 2.1.
Blank minus 1.6
Yep,
equals what?
2.1.
2.1. Okay, so we're going to be taking a number, subtracting 1.6. So if you take the 1.6 to the other side, you do the opposite. So they were adding that one earlier, and when we moved it over, we subtracted. They're subtracting, so what do we do when we move it?
Yeah, gonna add it this
So you're
time.
going to add it this time. So you're going to add 1.6.
No,
Oh!
I have a
Should
different
these-
situation now. It says blank plus 2.6 equals 5.3.
So if you're adding, when you move that 2.6 to the other side, you're going to subtract it to the other side.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So the 2.6 come over, it'll be 5.3 minus 2.6.
Okay. 2.6. What?
Did you get one wrong? What happened? Typed it wrong?
I must go.
Mm-hmm.